Joining us in the club is actually our Rana Daggubati, director S.S. Rajamouli, Shivagami Ramyan, of course the author Anand Neelkantan. Welcome to the capital and actually congratulations on the capital achievement that has been Baahubali and of course the novel trilogy. Anand, we'll get back to the books a little later. But before that, Rana, I want to ask you, I personally am a big fantasy genre fan. I just saw the trailer of Baahubali 2. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
Thank you.
Especially,
thank you very much.
you know, the graphics, the content, the way the battle scenes have been drawn out. I think it's absolutely on a different scale altogether.
I didn't do all that. This man did all that.
Yes, yes, of course.
Looking at it like I just feel like I was taking all the credit.
No. I'm actually looking at you because my first question is to you. The trailer, when it ends on this, sort of face-off between you and
Yes.
Prabhas, and actually that's a really, I think it's almost like a goosebump. It was a goosebump moment for me. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I think that's the scene on which the whole film, hinges. The final sort of like, fight or combat between you guys. And how did it really like, when both of you were training for the film, it's such a, strenuous job really. And wasn't there like a fun moment after the camera stopped rolling where you guys wanted to take it a little bit further and say, okay, fine, let's figure out who's the stronger off screen between you and Prabhas?
There was a lot of fun moments that we had. We never went into a real face-off because one of us would have been dead by now if we really went into that space. But no, it was tiring. It was so much fun. And it's worth every moment that we gave that. Just for that one shot, if you want to have to say.
Yeah, and actually, like, again, the contrast between you and Prabhas and the characters, because both of you are really actually feeding off each other and completely different personas on screen, both fit, bulky guys, fighting it out. So as two actors, really, working in the same frame, how was your acting method different from Prabhas's?
See, obviously, we play two extremely different characters in the film. We look extremely different. I'm playing a much older guy than what I am in the film, and Prabhas is the younger Baahubali in the film.
Right.
And see, obviously, in terms of working chemistry with actors, this film, we had a lot of time to build that chemistry because we shot this film over 5 years, 4.5 years. And he's probably one of my most favorite co-stars. He's a terrific actor. He's one of the largest action heroes Telugu cinema ever had.
Right.
And so, yeah, there's a lot that I learned from him, a lot that I picked from him and understood. And there's this man kind of guiding us through and through every frame of it.
He comes across as relatively, like, quiet. But,
that's to you guys.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. But, like, to you, we want to know, how is he to you? Like, what is he as an actor or as a personality off screen?
One is he's an extremely chilled out guy. He's probably one of the most chilled out people I've ever met in my life. He doesn't stress about too many things. Very easy to be with as a human being, and that's it. He's a really simple, cool guy, and that's it. That's pretty much him.
Well, that comes to my next question, Mr. Rajamouli. The characters, the women stand up to the men in the film, really. How was it to incorporate that into a film and not really make it very stereotypical? And how do the women really be a part of the script? We have such strong characters. Apart from Ramya, there is Anushka, there is Tamanna's character. So how did you manage to kind of, incorporate that into the script?
No, it is not like that. I have made a decision suddenly one day that I should have a strong female character, and let's have it like that.
Right.
I don't have goals before starting a film. In fact, it is in the reverse. My father, when he told me the story of he didn't tell me the story of Baahubali. He told me the characters first. Right. The character of Shivagami is what he told first. A woman who is drowning in the water and if you see the first part, she's not actually begging the Lord, she's demanding the Lord.
Yes.
If she's dying, she holds up a baby and she demands the God that the baby should live. So when he narrated that scene, it gave me an electrifying experience. So for me, the whole project is based upon that experience that I received from my father has to be given to the people. So how do I achieve it? I shouldn't fall down on that one. So that is what keeps me going.
You know, and talking about that scene actually, like, you know, the way Baahubali starts really, you know, it's really become an iconic scene now. And, you know, you have incorporated, as I saw in the trailer of Baahubali 2, you have, you know, there is a part where she's holding up, like, you know. So was it a conscious decision again because of the popularity of that scene to kind of like, you know, put it again into the trailer in a different, relatively different way, but still incorporate a bit of that into the trailer to kind of like, you know.
No, see, the way the part 2 trailer was cut is based purely upon the kind of adulation we had for the part 1.
Yeah.
So, and people were waiting for 2 years. The question never was stopped being asked. People never lost interest in the film even after 2 years. So we knew what kind of fan following the film Baahubali had. So the trailer was cut solely based upon the audience's anticipation.
Reactions, right. So obviously, of course, including, you know, scenes which they really kind of identified with. Well, going to Ramya, we are actually talking about your character here right now, and in fact, the book is again like, you know, your character. The first book is about your character. In the film, how difficult was it for you to get into, you know, Shivagami's role, because it's not really, you know, your run-of-the-mill role. You have to really prepare for it, and, you know, whether it was enacting that scene as well. What went into it as an artist for you?
The minute I heard the story, it was very easy. It just happened, and I had someone to guide me so well. So it wasn't difficult at all. It was quite easy.
It was difficult for us because initially she refused to do the
Yes.
do the film.
And what a bad decision that would have been in hindsight. It's one of those, you know, Eureka moments where you're like, "Arey, you know, I should have. What happened if I would have said no to, like, you know, this huge,
I don't
larger
even want
than
to
life
think
film?"
about it now.
That was before she heard the story. And
See, that's one thing you'll remember, like you'll take away from the film. But, you know, in the new film though, like in the second part, how do you develop, what is the difference between, you know, what's happening now? How do you progress?
As far as my character is concerned, there's no difference in the character as such. It will just be more of the story revealed in the second half. I'll have more to perform in the second half, which I think is good enough, hopefully, and that's it.
Well, talking about the book now, Anand, actually, it's being launched in a big way, and it's the first of a trilogy, The Rise of Shivagami. So, you know, it's again, I think you are pretty much, you've been, you know, with Asura or with the Kaurava books and stuff, like, you know, you have this very different style of writing. And when Mr. Rajmouli approached you, what was your initial reaction to how will you pen, you know, such a interesting tale?
On a lighter vein, the first thing he told that not to make him the hero.
Oh, that's what was going to be my next question, because I'm like, you know, is Rana sitting here right now, right here, because, you know, normally he always makes his anti-heroes the heroes. There's, you know, Ravan, which actually, like, I personally loved that book, and he was like this larger than life figure. Then, you know, you have the Kauravas, and now you have Mr. Rana sitting there. And I'm like, okay, now I know why is he sitting there, because he's probably indirectly trying to make him the hero. But did that really happen? Is that going to happen?
No, actually, see, it is a dream come true for me. The film I had seen 3 times in the theatre itself before his call came. I used to brag to people, to my wife, not to others, wife and my friends, close friends, that one day Rajamouli sir will call, Manirathan sir will call, James Cameron will call. What is that dreaming? So suddenly when it came, I thought some prank call, somebody is playing pranks with me. Friends do play, my engineering college friends and all. Then later when I met him, he told about the fascinating, I was always fascinated about the world. So he had done it so detailed, he and his father, they had done it so detailed, each and everything was detailed. So he said there is a big story behind this, which cannot be told in 2.5 hours or 5 hours. Because the story, this Mahishmati world is so big. Right. And there are so many, and Baahubali is about Baahubali. Even though each character has been etched, the hero is Baahubali. But there are so many fascinating characters. It's an epic. Like in Mahabharata, you cannot say Arjun is the hero. Everyone is hero. Yeah. So this is like Mahabharata. So you have to identify characters, and he gave me full freedom to go back. He only set the basic rules that Katappa will do this, cannot do this. What they cannot do. Except that he gave me the full freedom, and I started writing and sending it to him the scenes, drafts and other things, and I was fortunate that he liked most of them at least.
Yeah. Well, that's great though. Ramya, have you read the book, considering like, or any plans after the hectic promotions to kind of like...
I surely will read
yeah?
the book, haven't as yet.
And then see how, like, you know, how your character has actually...
For me, the character which I've portrayed on screen being essayed in a book is something...
Yes, that would be really thrilling,
overwhelming
actually.
experience by
Yeah,
itself,
yeah. So, I mean, any experience with fans? You just walk into bookstores and there you are on, like, you know...
I haven't walked into a bookstore.
Well, I think
for this at least.
That's another experience you want to take away from the film, is like walking to a bookstore and actually
I will do it for sure now.
Incidentally, in the book itself, the Shivagami, the entire story hinges on a book.
Yes. And actually, I want to ask you, Mr. Rajmouli, like normally with, you know, hit films, like there's your, you know, in Hollywood, there's Lord of the Rings, there is now the Game of Thrones series, which are actually film adaptations of a classic piece of work. In this case, you created a film, you created this large-on-the-life picture, and then the books are being made on this because the film has been so successful. So it's a process in reversal, really.
It's
And
not
how did that pan out?
it's not exactly like that. The books are not made out of the film. Once we started the film, we realized that we have to go into much more depth to understand the characters, to make the actors understand the characters and portray them. So we started writing backstories for the characters.
Okay.
And they became even more etched, even more wonderful. The backstories became even more wonderful than the film itself.
Yeah.
And we cannot incorporate all those stories into the film. It doesn't work like that. So as we were writing, it's not just about the characters. We started writing about the characters. We started writing about the kingdoms. We started writing about the times, about people, about philosophies, about their times, about agriculture, about minerals, everything. So it became a world of Baahubali.
Okay.
In the world of Baahubali, the films are two branches, right? And we had many other branches which we wanted the people to see. So we took Anand's help in coming out one branch, which is the novel. So the world of Baahubali is much larger than the film or the novel or the animation
it's a
series.
complete universe.
All that's going to come out.
Yeah. And you know, I think we read somewhere that you said the Mahabharata has been a major inspiration for you in the film and in the story of Baahubali. Have there been other you know, inspirations as well? Because when I was you know, looking at the trailer, actually, in fact, it's very slight and it's a very short you know, snippet there. So there's one of the scenes where there's, I think, Baahubali sliding off like a stone elephant trunk. I think that's what it looked like because it was so small. But you know, I mean, that really reminded me of like you know, this elf in Lord of the Rings, like doing the same thing over a real elephant in one of the battle scenes. So like small things like that. You know, how have you molded, what have been the other influences apart from the Mahabharata in making?
Mahabharata and Ramayana are the two most inspirational books, not just for me, for any storyteller in this country.
Right.
Ever. That's period.
Yes.
There is no two ways about it. So that's always been inspiration, and Hollywood films have been an inspiration on me since I was a child. I keep fascinating about things. Even before I came into the direction department.
Right.
Before I worked as an assistant director itself, I used to watch Hollywood films and daydream about me doing all those stuff, and me and my friends doing all those kind of stuff. I'm a big daydreamer, so they have been in my system for so long. And it is not like now I have an action sequence, what are the Hollywood films that are running now, what can I pick up and incorporate into that?
Right.
It doesn't work like that. Each and everything that we put into the film has a reason for it. Has a reason for it. For example, if you talk about the waterfall sequence in the first film, it is not just okay. Let's have a big waterfall and let him climb. It will be beautiful.
Yes.
Let it be beautiful. But the main thing is, the character of Shiv is unrestrained. He won't stop at anything to achieve that is something in his brain.
Yeah.
No, that is what I wanted to portray.
Yeah.
So to that he has to have a
Really
very big obstacle to cross.
Okay.
So then what kind of obstacle can we create? then comes the waterfall. So that is how we approach. So not like, oh, we have a nice shot, let's put that into the film.
Well, that happens in a lot of films actually, and you know, that's where I respect you really, because you know, everything has a purpose in the film. And talking about actually influences, like, you know, you've hired a lot of Hollywood technicians to work on the film. Was there ever a point where your vision kind of like, you know, went away from theirs, or any contradiction in visions, or how do they help to bring, you know, grandeur to the film really in terms of like technical prowess? Or
We never were in contradiction with each other because we were very, very, very clear on the paper itself what is needed. Okay. So we are not like, okay, let's sit together and give me some ideas and
so let's
give me some ideas and let's see how it will work. It's not like that. We had very clearly written everything from the visuals, from the dialogue, from the characterizations. Everything is clearly written, so everything was put on the paper, and what they have to give to us is very clear. So there was never any contradiction.
I've seen certain pictures, you know, pictures of you training online actually, and it's remarkable the amount of persistence and you know between two films to maintain that kind of like, you know, physique and to work at it. Like, I think, you know, that must have been really like, you know, strenuous for you. How did you sustain? And what is the difference now? Like, you know, what would you say is the difference in your character in this film and the previous in terms of like physical?
See, one is, I mean, it sounds very hard when you say it and stuff. It's not so complicated.
Oh my God.
It's really basic bodybuilding techniques. And when you have the greatest war film that you're part of, I mean, you'll probably do everything that you can and more to look like that and look better if not possible. And so it doesn't come really hard to us. It's part of our job. And we like it very much. We enjoy every little bit of it. And see, there you go. You see these big fancy trailers. Eventually, you'll see a great war movie, and that's a war to be remembered.
And all the girls going crazy about you and Prabhas in the trailer. That's reward enough, I would think. For all
these are perks that come on the side.
Perks. And of course, and I'm sure, like, you know, with Prabhas there and you, both of you are sharing screen space, you had like constant motivation in each other, right?
100%. See, he is obviously.
Did you ever train together? Did that happen?
We have trained a lot of times together, but and we were shooting separately and stuff. It's shot lots of it together. But it's also really the motivation is the content that you're part of. I mean, that really drives you to do what you have to do. Just adding on to what he said, when I first came and met him, I mean, he never pitched a story. He first showed me a map of a kingdom. And then that's where the narration started. No, I mean, that kind of blows you away because you're actually transported into a world. And I'm very, very happy that whether it's books, whether it's all the other branches and avenues of this film, I mean, very rarely do you see a film being immortalized in the form of a book. And
much needed actually in Indian cinema.
And the first time I actually got to see that, if I sent him the first message, I said, this is something else. I mean, you're at a book launch for a film. I mean, that's
insane. That's
bizarre,
absolutely.
but it's so overwhelming.
Talking about the film again, actually, you know, there's a recent. I think the film has relatively stayed away from controversy, but recently, I think I was reading somewhere that Satyaraj in Kannada, they kind of like, you know, the groups there have said that, you know, he used inflammatory words against the community during the Kaveri whole scenario there. So how do you plan to tackle that? And that's really coming just immediately before the film release. I mean, what is your stand on that?
That was a very sad thing, and we were shocked to see that on social media. We didn't realize that at all, and once it started coming one too many times, we just checked with it what's happening, and we worked with Satyaraj sir for 5 years, and I could never ever imagine that he's a person who will try to hurt someone. And some videos were posted, and I'm not too well versed in Kannada or Tamil. Okay. So I don't know what he was saying. I don't know what the Kannada people were saying because I'm not too well versed. Understand a little bit of Tamil and Kannada, but I'm not too well versed. So we started inquiring, and the shocking thing is whatever comments Mr. Satyaraj has made is 9 years back.
Yeah, it's been a while,
9 years back, he has said something inflammatory, and after that there are 25 to 30 films of him which released in Karnataka.
Yeah.
Bahubali 1 released.
Right.
So no one had any problem with that, and suddenly raking up this issue at this point of time
is convenient.
I don't know. I don't think it is right. that is point number one. Point number two, Mr. Satyaraj is not the producer of the film, he's not the story writer, he's not a director, he's not even a hero. Right? He's a side actor.
Yes.
He's a side actor. He came, he acted in the film, he took his remuneration and he went away. So whatever people want to do, raise the issue against Baahubali is not going to affect him in any way,
right.
any which manner. So it is sad. I think people will understand the issue, and I think it will get resolved.
But it's also, I think, because I call it the cult of Katappa. I think everyone wants to know why did Katappa kill Baahubali. So I think it also comes with the territory. It's like, you know, he's become a famous character, you know, by himself. And the thing is, your decision to cast him, it's absolutely appropriate casting. How did that really like happen?
One of the strongest things about the film is its
Casting.
Is the casting. Be it Prabhas, be it Rana, be it
Ramya was going to say no initially.
or be it Satyaraj sir, or be it Nasir sir.
Right.
You know, I think I think it's destiny that all of them came together in this fantastic film. Even in the book, The Rise of Sivagami, apart from Sivagami's character arc from a 17-year-old to the position of Rajmata, which you will eventually see in the later books, the character of Katappa is so vulnerable, and it hits you, and I can definitely say it hits you much more harder than it hit you in the film.
One final question. Actually, you know, I think you've said that you plan to make the Mahabharata after this, as and when that pans out. Any ideas on that, and how will you really go about working on that? And have
Mahabharata, of course, that's my
dream project.
Dream project, but definitely I'm not getting into it. Into it now. Maybe 10 years from now I'll be ready to do it.
And then you can cast these two again. But Rana, who would be your favorite character if you're given a choice?
In the Mahabharata?
Yes, in the Mahabharata. Who would you want to play?
So the beauty of the epic like that, you like to play a bunch of people. And it depends on which part of the tale he's decided to tell.
So bad guy again, or good guys would have said this time?
I'm okay. Mahabharata has a bunch of great people.
Great people, yes. Thank you so much, and it has been absolutely fabulous talking to you, and best of luck for the book and the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.